Right, settle down now and enjoy the next bit of the show, because I really am. I don't know how many of you read about the book called A Girl With No Name, and it's the life of Marina Chapman, as I say, who in 1954, in a remote South American village, a 4-year-old girl, Marina, was abducted and then abandoned deep in the Colombian rainforest. Marina Chapman went on to spend several years alone in the jungle. Her only family was a troop of capuchin monkeys. And using instinct to guide her, she copied everything that they did and then learned to fend for herself. Her only mistake was when she stopped emulating their behaviour, and instead of hiding in the trees, she came out, and she therefore revealed herself to a female hunter, and we will discover what happened next. But before that, can I just say that this book was co-written by Marina Chapman and also her very beautiful daughter Vanessa James, and they are both here joining me on the afternoon show. Hello both.
Hello.
And what, Marina, what's so weird is you're now living in Bradford, aren't you?
And learn English.
Yes. And
I can believe it.
You're living in Bradford, and a part of Bradford I know, which is Sandy Lane in Bradford. So it's you're living in literally on the Yorkshire Dales. So so miles away. Vanessa, let me just ask, because you live in London and you co-wrote the book with your mum. So I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and then Marina, you join in, to flesh the bits out. So. Tell me, first of all, I said in 1954, Marina was abducted. From where? From her family, or how did that happen?
Yeah, her memories are very vague, but as far as she knows, she was close to home. We think it was some sort of a mountain village, and it was in an allotment that was near her home, and that's where she got taken. By whom? We think, she could only see a hand coming towards her, and she was put to sleep with probably chloroform. Right. As far as we can guess, in that time in Colombia, it was probably human traffickers that were either going to sell her into like a child slavery or either as a sex slave, but something had maybe gone wrong and they were trying to cover their tracks. There was other children on the bus that they were taking her on, and she got left
I wonder what happened to them.
Yeah. Really? She got left deep in the jungle. We don't know what happened to the other children. Maybe they didn't survive, or maybe we don't know. We wouldn't like to think, but Mum survived. And Marina, and I'm asking you all the obvious questions, and I know you've probably done quite a few interviews, so I'm not going to ask you anything other people haven't asked you. But what the most obvious question is: how far back do you remember? What is your earliest memories of your childhood?
The earliest memory is when I was waiting for these men who left me. I used to remember trying to beg them to come back for me, even if they were bad. I just didn't want to be left alone in this place. I felt quite scared. Right. That was my moment. Right. But then from that, I'm sure I did other things, but I remember something like I found some pond of water to play with.
And this was before you'd met the monkeys?
No. This was in the jungle. But you remember your black dolly?
That was
things that kids remember.
Oh, yes.
She remembers playing with pea pods and her black doll.
I remember the sewing machine with some cloth on the floor. But apart from that, I can't remember my family. I don't know if you had any, but I will find them when I get to Colombia.
Yes, you're going to go back to Colombia.
I sent my DNA, so...
Oh, really?
Hopefully things can work out.
That will be interesting, won't it, to find your relatives?
Or if you had sisters or anything.
Yes, yes. So I am so intrigued by living amongst the monkeys as well. I mean, so you're laughing. So tell me what you remember about that then. And how did that happen? Do you remember how?
I didn't know there were monkeys in that time. I just didn't expect anything to appear, to be honest. Which is the branch was making a lot of noise. And there was a monkey making a noise as well. And as he did that, the more monkeys came after that. Maybe he was calling for them or something. And then they came down and I couldn't count anymore. I think it was only more than 10 more. Wow. A lot more. But I just probably couldn't count any further. So anyway, one of them came towards me with a look, and I remember that kind of, because when they walk towards you, you wonder what they're going to do to you. Yes. It's pretty scary. So I was just sort of sitting and rolling myself and hold myself tight, and then eventually he poked with a finger really hard on my shoulders, And maybe he was checking, but I felt really power in his finger. You know, they got quite strong bonds, probably. And then I was just so weepy. I don't think I was very happy. I seem to remember crying a lot. Crying, and I didn't want anybody to pass me, or I just felt like, just leave me alone. I was hoping that they come back for me, you know, the other people coming back for me, or my mommy coming back for me, and
they didn't.
All these. Imagine that they will come back for me, and it never happened. And the monkeys, they felt bored probably. They just stand there staring at me, and they went out. They just left me. Maybe they got bored because I wasn't doing anything. I was just feeling very weepy. And then I saw them later on, you know, they keep coming back, but they didn't do anything to help me. They just sort of staring and poking their eyes, nose, and, you know, checking. And they used to get on with their life, but I found that between being frightened and having a company, it was quite nice to have somebody, because I felt so lonely. I remember being lonely so much.
And did they become...
no food.
No food. And did they befriend you? Did they, having their curiosity?
Eventually, it did. It took some, I don't know, maybe days or weeks or something, but one of them landed on my shoulders. And that, to me, that was the most significant, because when you haven't been cuddled or loved or anything, and if that animal lands on your shoulders and rub your head, it feels like it's somebody giving a cuddle. You know, I felt really comfort. I felt, finally, I think I belong to them, you know, I'm part of it. I stay in there. I had water and I had these animals, and I just don't know where to go. I just had no idea.
And how old would you have been, Marina, at this age?
I was waiting for my 5th birthday. I seems to remember
5.
It was my 5th birthday coming or something. I don't know why I remember the bit.
And they never tried to hurt you?
They didn't. They just ran and chase and pull. They just pull your leg. If you stand up and pull your leg and make you fall backwards or something like that, silly. And little, you know, a cringe sound coming up out of that. Sound like they're having fun. And you get used to that, the behavior, you know. They just chase each other, break branches. Who breaks the big one? The bigger branch is the master, you know. Some
really?
Kind of feeling. Yeah.
And they accepted you as part of them?
They did accept me because one of them, they started to groom me. And I think they expect you to groom you back, because they usually turn around and wait for you to do it. So you get a message, you learned, you know, you do my back and you do yours. So it's that kind of feeling.
Somebody told me at the weekend that when an animal shows their back to you, that means they have really accepted you, because it's, you know...
Oh, really?
Yes.
So when they turn back, then...
Yeah, so that means they'd accept you. Well, I mean, extraordinary for a 5-year-old to be... You know, the fact that you survived, Vanessa, is extraordinary, isn't it, really?
The
because
chances are slim,
yeah. And so were they feeding you, or were you feeding yourself, or what did you live...
Oh, they don't share things.
They don't?
No. It just happened by chance that one of them did a noise and some of them follow them, and him, I don't know where they were getting the food, but they brought a lot of fruits and varieties. They bring so much, they fall out of their hands, and that's the moment to catch it.
So
you eat it quickly, because if you don't, they take it out of your hand, and they keep an eye.
Really? But they never attacked you, even when you were eating their food?
They attempt to look at my hands and see what I got. That was the, you know, if you keep my hands like that, then they think I got something.
Really?
So you have to keep your hands open and you let them know I haven't got anything.
Did you grow to love them, or am I sentimentalising it? Did you love them?
No, you do begin to think it's like your family. Or maybe you feel like you relate to them, because you are in a group, and sometimes you get grooming, sometimes you don't, but depends how it's going on. Or sometimes they wee on your leg, which is, I don't know what that means. And
would you have had clothes on at this point? I mean,
I remember, for some reason, I remember the pattern of the dress. It was white with flowers, or some red something. It was something like that, I remember, but not quite clear about my dress. I'm not sure exactly how I worn out or fall out. Something came off for me or something.
Because that was the only outfit that you had. And Vanessa, how long was Marina living like that?
Well, she's obviously had no concept of time then.
No.
We've only worked this out afterwards. Looking at the rest of the story, 5 years, but with studying her hair length, it would say 7, 8, 9 years possibly.
Centimetre month, isn't it?
Yeah, we worked out how, because she remembers her hair being short when she arrived and then being down to her thighs when she left. That would say a lot longer than 5 years, but with the rest of the story, we've probably had to squeeze it in around 5 years.
To work out
it's
not easier.
And so Marina, how did that end? And did you never see anybody in those maybe 5 years? You never saw a human being?
I did, eventually. I didn't know there were humans there.
It was an Indian camp there.
It was an Indian camp. The only reason I saw it is because I struggled to climb the trees, and it took me, it feels like ages to be able to do it. Eventually, because the monkeys were going up and I was just feeling a little bit left out.
behind, so you followed them.
I thought, I try. Eventually, I did, and when I did it, wow. It's a different world when you climb up in there. It's just incredible. And then I saw a lady, a girl or an Indian. There was somebody walking, and I recognized 2 pair of legs. I couldn't see the face. So as I was going down a bit, I just saw the rest of the body. So she looks like me.
Hmm.
And I was just looking at myself, and I thought, I was just hoping that that person will take me with her. So began to dream again. Finally, somebody came for me, but it wasn't. She didn't come for me. I just got out of the tree. I walked towards her. No, she didn't know I was follow her. I didn't went myself to I was hiding, really. Most of the time I used to spend my life hiding.
From what? From other animals?
I think I was hiding from all the things that were going on there. It looked like it was a soldier with guns. Sometimes you used to see hunters brutally taking animals in the sack, and I didn't want to go into the sack. I thought, if you come out, they put me in the sack with the animals.
Yes.
And it's that kind of fear how you see it. You begin to see the humans a little bit brutal. So I did follow that lady. I did follow this Indian person. She didn't wear much clothes. She had a big belly, and the rest was not top. And but she went under the bushes, and she stopped there for a long time. And I was waiting outside, hoping. I thought she might come out. No, she got to come out eventually. I hope so. And it was a long time, but I could hear some sounds, and I didn't like it. I thought the monster is eating her. And the sounds were pain. And when she came out with a little baby, with a child.
So she'd given birth under the bush.
I went back to the bush after she went, and she didn't know. And it wasn't babies, it was blood. So I was just so confused.
Yes.
I didn't know that, thought she
So she just delivered her own baby. I mean, good Lord.
And, but there was a long time before she came out. But she was walking away with this
baby. Gosh, well, life is tough.
So then I follow her. And as I follow her, there were more Indians there, and there were children. But then, I'm not sure if they noticed I was follow her. I just walking. She walked in, and I just went in the room. It was a big hut with the hay. So I went in. And then before long, somebody grabbed my hand really hard, and it was a man, an Indian with not many clothes either, and had some feathers in her hair. It was an Indian with some black marks in her face. So he came and grabbed me and looked at me, like trying to, hoping I understand his language. I had no idea what he was asking. And he was just so interrogating, looking in my eyes and checking my teeth and turning me around and checking my neck or something. I just didn't understand why. But eventually he asked me to go. Like he put his finger in the nose and he knife like trying.
So he's going to cut.
Yeah.
Oh, pointing at me to go away.
Oh, right.
That was pretty scary, the way he did it.
So was he warning you?
Yeah, he was saying, get out.
I don't think he wants me to feed me.
Right.
I think perhaps he didn't have food.
Right.
But they had food, plenty of food in our children. There were bananas around now. I think the monkeys were getting things from there.
From the camp?
There must have been, yeah.
And because we're going to race out, people have got to read the book, basically, because it's all in this book, so we must rush on. But eventually, was it a female hunter that found you?
Yeah.
And the lady, she was kind of smiling. She didn't smile when she saw me. She just...
They were a bit shocked when they saw
Maybe
this
she
girl
was,
with really long hair.
She didn't smile.
So that she didn't know what you were with you were with monkeys, but you were a human.
I
with
don't think she
mannerisms
knew.
of a monkey as well. She was still on all fours, and
you were on all fours.
She was smiling, and she lost the smile. So I thought,
her dress had fallen off at that point, so it was just hair all the way down. She was filled.
So she must have been absolutely. I just, Vanessa, because I could talk to you for ages, but we're going to run out of time. And as I say, it's all in this book. But Vanessa, your mother then went under. She was taken, and from what I see on the resume of the book, that she was then sold to a brothel. Is that right?
Yeah,
after this?
that's right. She trusted these people. They sold her there, but because she was so feral, she wasn't able to be used as a working girl. Thank
God. So that probably saved you.
Throughout her whole life, her past has always rescued her, almost.
Well, I just want to, for everyone listening, because this is the most amazing story, to look at, both of you are stunning, actually, and I'm looking at you, Marina, because your face, when I think what you've been through, you have the most amazing passive face, because you've had a very hard life. Do you think you've had a hard life? Or
yes,
you do.
I did.
And what on earth, Vanessa, is it like for you? I mean, we all love to listen to our mother's stories. How long into your childhood before you knew anything about this?
Well, she's never thought of her story as a time to just sit down and say, listen, this is what happened to me. She doesn't think of herself that way. It's just her life. She knows nothing else. So she's just always told us her memory that had got triggered by something, a piece of fruit, a leaf, someone doing an action. So we've always just known the details along the way. But only in writing this book have we seen it from the start to the end and in its full entirety. Because it's
and the whole how you end up in Yorkshire is explained in the book as well, which is wonderful. I mean, I love the fact you're living there. But can I just ask you this? And this is the most obvious question, and I'm sure you've been asked this before, Marina. Is when you ever get into close contact with a monkey now in captivity, is there any kind? Can you read into? Because I am fascinated by monkeys.
I think I do.
Do you think you?
I think I do. It's just like children. They are just very much like it, and they are inquisitive, and they read your signs, and they are watching.
She's so excited about seeing some monkeys. We're going to see some wild monkeys, and it is the most exciting.
I'm very glad I can do it.
Are you? Where are you going to see them?
We're going back to Colombia eventually.
So you'll see. Do you think? I mean, do you think any of them are alive?
Well, I've been doing a bit of questioning around the zoos. They live for 50 years, so I thought there is a hope. Because animals do have an instinct,
Of course
they will be able to recognize me. They will be able to remember me.
And are you going to take a camera crew? I hope so.
Yeah, there's two guys in the
experts. There will be experts. There will be secure people. It will be fantastic.
Oh, my goodness.
At last, I will be able to get there without security people.
Will you, Vanessa, will you show your mum? You probably know it. Do you know Christian the Lion? Do you know?
That's that's the company that's making this documentary.
Oh, my goodness. Simon Lederman's going to go crazy. I only have to say Christian the Lion to Simon Lederman, who works on this radio station, and he cries. Yeah. I don't have to. It is the most, you're in good hands if it's that film company.
When we found that out, that really made me like this.
Well, you two are, I think you're wonderful, and you're so beautiful, both of you are. But your face, and I think it's because the monkeys had given you a good start in life.
It's hard life.
Yes, but they looked after you. Marina Chapman and Vanessa James. It's called The Girl with No Name, and it is the incredible true story of Marina raised by monkeys. It's published by Mainstream Publishing. That would be my book of the summer. Thank you so much. And come back when you've been to Colombia. Come back, won't you? Oh, wonderful. Right, 4:30, time for the news with Jason.